So last year, I walked in blind to an action movie called Cop Shop, and lo and behold, it became my favorite movie of 2021. And now this year, here I am, again, going in completely blind to this mainstream action film, Blacklight, and to my surprise, it is so far the worst film I've seen this year, and it's directed by the producer of Cop Shop. I had no idea going into this movie about Liam Neeson uncovering a secret government plan to kill citizens was gonna be like the politically opposite version of that Kevin Sorbo versus Antifa movie, The Reliant. Only somehow that movie was magically more competent than this film. You wanna know how subtle this movie is? It opens with a politician, clearly supposed to be AOC, assassinated by government agents posing as her Uber driver, and we know who she is because it zooms in on her tweets. It's a movie whose plot is about Liam Neeson and a rogue reporter finding out about a secret plan from the FBI called Operation Unity that is designed to assassinate SJWs. It'd be one thing if it actually showed some of that, but most of it is summed up by evil FBI director Aidan Quinn, who says things like, "Sadly nowadays this country is run by Twitter gotcha moments." And this secret agency of hitmen who knock off these internet hooligans, yeah, it's like two guys who are easily defeated with a Home Alone style prank involving electricity. I love so much that a rogue agent breaks away from this to become a whistleblower for the reporter by telling her, "I've got a story worth a dozen clickbait headlines." This reporter is such a goddamn caricature that when she gives her boss the evil eye, she does so while slowly sipping on her iced Starbucks coffee through a straw. I need to specify that this is not a comedy. There is a scene where when she tells her boss about this evil secret plan, her boss at the newspaper goes, "Wow, that is messed up." Liam Neeson is trying to bring the whistleblower in safely, despite the guy driving a dump truck that flings cars at him. They're very close, as Neeson says with a straight face, "I rescued him when he got too sniffy with the cocaine he was confiscating. Then I found him wrestling alligators." The movie gives up on its premise about an hour in so that Neeson's daughter and granddaughter can get taken. Oh, he doesn't make a threatening phone call this time. Instead, he just goes to the bad guy's house and says, "What did you do?" You know that the two were taken because not only are they missing, but their Facebook has been privatized and someone deleted their tweets. Just when you think this movie couldn't possibly have a line of dialogue that is worse than the last, Liam Neeson figures out that a stranger is watching his family when he looks down at a drawing that the kid made that has the stranger in it, and her voiceover comes into his head that says, "That's a stranger, silly beans." And that's hardly the worst of the family dialogue. Most of it is Neeson and his daughter fighting about guns and security, with all of the authenticity of that One Nation Under God movie that was about banning the Pledge of Allegiance. Their big finale together is her saying, "You can come to my daughter's birthday party, but no guns." And he goes, "Where do you stand on explosives?" I can't even compliment any of the action. This is a film that opens up with an undercover agent being outed in a trailer park full of Confederate flag-waving rednecks. She's trapped in the trailer, and the dozen rednecks aren't surrounding it. They're just all crowded at the front door with their guns drawn. And Neeson rescues her by setting a boat on fire, which sends them all flocking to it like moths to a light, and he just sneaks her out the back door. It's also an impossible movie to look at. I haven't been this nauseous looking at the editing since the Bobbleheads movie. A person will be just standing there doing nothing, and it'll do this post-production zoom thump 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 type editing. The fight choreography is slow, really slow. One-liners are 80 yards into it when the actor's mouth isn't even moving. There are numerous scenes where actors have zero chemistry because you can tell they are not in the same room with each other. There's a lot of insanely awkward camera angles of people talking at the door or in a car because they're trying to cover up that these actors are not there at the same time. Maybe that's why instead of a big action finale, it ends with the reporter reading positive internet comments on the article that she wrote. I'm dead serious. It would be one thing if this were some random VOD movie that I came across. Yeah, it would be bad, but I'd certainly know what I was getting into and would probably give it a D- or something. But this is a mainstream movie in well over 2,000 theaters and manages to be even more incomprehensible and unwatchable than the last Bruce Willis movie, American Siege. This movie is a big fat F. It's one of the worst mainstream action films I've seen since A Good Day to Die Hard. It may be the worst Liam Neeson movie I've ever seen. You almost have to see this bullshit to know how incompetent it is. Suddenly, the Exorcism movie I watched, starring a Charles Bronson lookalike, doesn't look so bad by comparison. My God. Alright, check out our other reviews for the week, including the rom-com Marry Me and Death on the Nile, and we'll see you next time.